Okay, we should be live. So here we are. Um, Another episode of Levi Maynard's Synergy, my friend's band's song. So wasn't able to stream last week because, I just had other things going on, but also I was working on mixing a different project, and I was kind of got to the point where I thought my ears were sort of shot for the day. I didn't think if I tried to mix at that point that I was going to make any good decisions. But that's fine. That was another good opportunity to do some learning, and that mix isn't finished. I'm gonna come back and tweak what I was doing there, but I did do some things differently that I didn't do 2 weeks ago when I was working on this. That I think I may want to try. For the most part, as far as I remember, I kind of got drums sounding okay, and got them kind of sitting with the rhythm tracks. But I think that's about as far as I got. And there's actually, I think, some more that I should do with the drums. So I want to, work on that, and yeah. So I guess I will just start there. Hey Levi, how's it going? Um, yeah. So, the main things I want to do. Well, I should save them till the end, but the main things I want to do are apply some other effects, like some reverbs and stuff. And I don't know, like I'll probably put a reverb on the whole drum bus, but I might break it out and make a separate bus for the toms, and have some like extra reverb on the toms, or snare. But yeah, I'll put a little on the entire drum bus. That'll be cool. I like reverb, so yeah, it's good. Anyway, I'm gonna kind of take a listen to the beginning of this. I also changed. I've got two sets of monitors. Neither of them are like amazing, but I got really frustrated when I was working on the other mix that I was talking about. Just couldn't get anything that was translating very well, and so decided to switch out my monitors for the actually really not as nice of a pair of monitors, and I actually feel like I started to get better results. So anyway, there's reasons for that, I suppose, but also my environment isn't amazing, and I don't have like the nicest headphones either. So it's all kind of just going to be whatever. But I'll try to make it not sound terrible at the very least, and it'll be, if nothing else, a good learning opportunity, and it'll be at least that. So here we go. So the first thing I noticed listening back to these is that there's just not enough top end on the snare, even though you can see. Oh yeah, so that was the other thing I did different than last week. Actually, I'm just doing a display capture in Ardor in OBS instead of grabbing Ardor itself. So now you can see my plugins that I'm using. Anyway, so yeah, obviously I have a significant boost going on here, and I had this low pass because there's so much bleed in that track. Sometimes the hi-hat comes through and just like does not sound good. It's very kind of painful actually to listen to. So yeah, so that's clearly why that's there. I don't actually remember doing that. I don't know. I don't remember much of the decisions that I made, and I haven't looked at this session since 2 weeks ago. So I'm very much coming back with fresh ears. So anyway, but that's undoubtedly why I was doing that. So one of the things that I started doing with the other mix that I was talking about was look into some plugins and plugin types that I didn't have. And honestly, for the most part, it's because I like free software, like Linux, like not just free as in price, although that's cool too, but free as in freedom, so they say. Anyway, yeah, so Ardor itself is open source. All the LSP plugin suite is open source, and they've got some fantastic stuff. But there are some plugin types where there basically just isn't an open source alternative, and I have way too many plugins. It's actually kind of a problem. There are loads and loads of open source plugins, but but for some of the things that really add a lot of polish or like fix really hard to fix issues or issues that like if you want to fix them without a really fancy tool, you kind of have to do a lot of manual work. Like maybe you've got to go in and do a lot of editing on the track or something, or like I don't know, just a lot of layer effect upon effect upon effect or something like that. And so being that I'm not an amazing engineer anyway, and that's like maybe not, even if you do layer all the effects, it's not necessarily going to give you the same outcome as just simply having the right tool for the job. Anyway, I decided to make some concessions and start looking for just the free category. I actually have some paid plugins. I'm not against that or anything, but yeah, I started looking for some free plugins to kind of see what's out there and what I could get to work on that previous mix. And so anyway, one of the things that I found was a sort of free alternative to, it doesn't exactly do the same job, but it kind of it's basically the closest thing that I found for free anyway, is it does a similar effect to the plugin Soothe 2, which is like kind of a miracle worker plugin. Like you could just pretty much put it on anything and all of a sudden it sounds better. Because Soothe just like dynamically filters out harsh frequencies and stuff, and you can do that in degrees, so you can tell it like I want to filter out a lot of harsh frequencies or whatever, and so you can, like most things, you can certainly go overboard. But anyway, so with this free one, I started putting that on a bunch of things and immediately started sounding better. So I might try that here in a second, but I definitely think that what I was doing with this low pass was just, it's not going to cut it, because the snare just lost all its attack. Like it sounded good, and it definitely, like, I mean, you can hear the bleed in the mix pretty bad. In just the drum bus. So listen in particular to, the cymbals, but let me find the hi-hat. So if I just add this back, let me bring this up. Oh no, I'm dumb. I forgot the solo on the snare, not on the drum bus. So obviously you're going to hear it, but so okay, here's the drum bus. That's with the low pass. And off, and oops, definitely not that. Okay, so low pass on, low pass off. So those cymbals just like really bite. They're just really harsh. Because there's just so much bleed, unfortunately, in that track. And, again, you can see my EQ curve. I've just got it boosted, and I have everything boosted, even from, like, 10K up, where you don't normally, like, really think of the snare as occupying that space. But to totally neuter it like I had with this with this low pass filter, it just the snare just sounded like a thunk instead of a nice crack. You know, you want it to really like slap you, but you also don't want to be like cut on the razor sharp frequencies from the cymbals. You want to get punched, not cut. Anyway, yeah. So that was the first thing I noticed listening back to the entire mix, or such as it is. Like, I don't mind the characteristic of the snare tone. I just don't like that it doesn't have any top end. Okay, so yeah, I'll go ahead and try to. Well, I'll add this plugin that I was just talking about and see if that fixes some of the issues with the top end. Also, we can try a limiter. I kind of hate limiters, but what was that called? Oh yeah, Vastos. I don't know how you're supposed to pronounce this, but anyway, this is a free plugin by Wavegroove. So yeah. Oh. Maybe. Well, just a second. Ardor might not have liked that. Well, we're off to a great start. Yeah.